Hi, everybody. How are you doing today? I was really struck yesterday, Monday, by the reading that was sent out by the Center of Action and Contemplation. That's Richard Rohr's group that I've quoted before. And so I wanted to share it with you today. It's titled, "We Cannot Serve Two Masters." And it says, well, some of it will sound familiar to you, but I'm betting that some of it will challenge you a little bit too. It does me, and that's a good thing. So here we go. Many of us, myself included, have a confused, guilt-ridden, obsessive attitude about money. There's hardly anybody who can think in a clear-headed way about it. At the end of Luke's parable of the so-called dishonest steward, Jesus creates a clear dualism between God and wealth, or what he calls mammon. You cannot serve God and mammon. That's Luke 16:13. Mammon was the god of wealth, money, superficiality, and success. Jesus says, in effect, you finally got to make a choice. Most of Jesus' teaching is what I call non-dual, a theme I often teach, he writes. But there are a few areas where he's absolutely dualistic, either or, in his thinking, and it's usually anything having to do with power and anything having to do with money. Jesus is absolute about money and power because he knows what we're going to do. Most of us will serve this god called mammon. Luke's gospel even describes mammon as a type of illness, as Jesuit John Haughey, H-A-U-G-H-E-Y, Haughey, 1930 to 2019, explained, mammon is not simply a neutral term in Luke. It is not simply money. It connotes disorder. Mammon becomes then a source of disorder because people allow it to make a claim on them that only God can make. Mammon illness takes over when we think all of life is counting, weighing, measuring, and deserving. We go to places that have sales so that we don't have to give as much to get the same thing. My mother, he writes, spent much of her time cutting coupons to save 10 cents. It was good and even necessary for a while, I guess, but it's very hard to get rid of that fixation. To participate in the reign of God, we have to stop counting. We have to stop weighing, measuring, and deserving in order to let the flow of forgiveness and love flow through us. The love of God can't be doled out by any process whatsoever. We can't earn it. We can't lose it. As long as we stay in this world of earning and losing, we will live in perpetual resentment, envy, or climbing. Religion cannot work from a calculator without losing its very method, mind, foundation, and source. Surely this is what Jesus meant by his statement in Luke's gospel. Perhaps if we say it a bit differently, we can all get the point. You cannot move around inside the world of infinite grace and mercy, and at the same time be counting and measuring with your overly defensive and finite little mind. It would be like asking an ant to map the galaxies, Saint Teresa of Lisieux put it much more directly to a nun worried about God keeping track of her many failings. Quote, there's a science about which God knows nothing. Addition. Close quote. The reign of God is a worldview of abundance. God lifts us up from a worldview of scarcity to infinity. Remember, every part of infinity is still infinite. God's love is nothing less than infinite. Wow. I don't know about you, but I love that part about to participate in the reign of God, we have to stop counting. We have to stop weighing, measuring, and deserving in order to let the flow of forgiveness and love flow through us. The love of God can't be doled out by any process whatsoever. We can't earn it. We can't lose it. As long as we stay in this world of earning and losing, we will live in perpetual resentment, envy, or climbing. What do you make of them apples? There are certain things that I measure. I have a habit of counting my steps when I walk, for instance. I have always done that. I think my dad did, and I learned it as a child. So it's almost subconscious. But I can see how that carries over to other forms of measurement and rating ourselves against each other. How do I compare? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. We have to let go of that in order to embrace the infinite. Good thought for today. Embracing the infinite. And it all goes back to choosing God and not mammon. Thanks for joining me for this prayerful pause with the pastor, a time to think of something greater than ourselves, and I appreciate you carving out this time in your day to add your energies to mine to the great universe. I look forward to seeing you next time. I'm Pastor Deb Swift with South Presbyterian Church in Rochester, New York. And until then, God bless, take care, and bye for now.